Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan, welcome back to The Forge. In this episode of Trust Me, I'm a blacksmith. I made this tiny little bell. So I made this bell today out of a piece of pipe. It turned out amazing. And it works really well, it's really loud. And I really enjoyed making it, so I'm going to show you how to make it in this video. This is part of the small gifts idea video. I'll talk about the picture frame in a minute at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's about everything. So I'm going to tell you something about the pipe I use because I didn't do it in the video, and then I'll let you watch the rest of the video, I guess. This is the pipe I used. This was 1 inch by 7/8 OD, and it has an ID of 1 inch and 5/16, which works out like 48mm with a wall thickness of 3.75. I thought this was seamless. It's not. It's scaffolding tube or bar or whatever you want to call it, and it's galvanized. Now, the reason I need to tell you something now is because I made a little bit of a mistake. I was a touch reckless with the zinc that's on this bar. You guys at home need to be really careful when it comes to working with galvanized stuff. I should have cleaned it off a bit better with the angle grinder. Basically what I did is I cleaned the outside off with a grinder, and then I used the fire to burn off some of the rest, but I didn't give it long enough to burn it off properly. The rest of the zinc, there's a few blue flames and some really thick smoke. You will see it in the video. You want to try and avoid that as best as possible. It will make you very sick. You get zinc poisoning basically. So I started doing this on the Bic for two reasons, using the cross beam. The first one is it's not going to fit under my fly press tooling that I'm going to be using to make this. Ow. And it's also, I wanted to show you guys you don't need the tooling that I've got in order to do this job. You can do it with a cross beam. The cross beams I make are fairly fat, but a normal cross beam will do the job just as well, or a ball peen hammer will probably do the job as well. It's just going to take you a bit longer and be a bit messier. Right, I'm going to get this under the fly press. I'll show you me doing that now. so I'm going to use this piece of 10mm or 3/8 round mild steel bar to make the hammer or the knocker or whatever it's called, and also the internal hook that's going to hold the knocker so it can swing backwards and forwards. I don't know how well any of this is going to work, but it's just nice to give it a bit of a go. So that'll all so the bell, when it's cooled down, will get chopped off, and then this piece will get welded inside once it's all made, and then I'll make a ring to hold the top of the bell. So I'm going to get on with that now. Okay, so I've made the little beater. It was a bit long, so I had to cut it off and re-put the end on, but unfortunately that's caused me to not such a nice end, but it's okay, it's alright. And then I've made this piece here as well, and I've also cut the bell off of the main part of the pipe, and worked quite nicely, I think. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tack weld this in and then chop it off, and then I'll show you that, and then we need to make a ring to go on top. A few things I've done which I'm not proud of is that's not quite in the centre there, and also what I thought was seamless tube seems to be seamed tube. I think there's a little bit of a witness mark there where the seam was, but it's okay. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to work really well, which is quite nice. So basically I get this welded in. Unfortunately the battery is quite low on the camera, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do this off camera and let the battery charge up a little bit. Okay, as you can see it's welded in now, but I didn't do what I said I was going to do. What I was going to do was push the bar in, weld it on, cut it off, and then grind it back so that we could put a ring on, but I've changed my mind. I've got this stem on here now which I pre-tapered before I welded it in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece on the end and then roll it round into a loop so that it can be used to hang on a Christmas tree or something like that, or outside your house as a dinner bell. It still sounds pretty good even after the welding. Anyway, yes, basically that's what's going to happen. So I'm just going to scroll this bit up now and see how it looks and sounds. It is a little bit off centre, and also I TIG welded this and I ground this back so it looks all nice and tidy, and it looks okay. It's not amazing, it's not my best work, but it looks okay. Anyway, so I'm going to get this back in the fire and I'll show you me scrolling this up now. joining me. This bell turned out absolutely amazing. I'm really pleased with it. It looks lovely, it sounds lovely, and it worked really well. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, worked with pipe like this, and it went reasonably well, so I'm quite pleased with the outcome. The video before, I made this little letter opener. I said about making a picture frame, and I am going to make the picture frame. We were supposed to get 100 comments on the last video. We didn't get them. I really want to make the picture frame anyway, so I'm going to make the picture frame in one of the up-and-coming videos next week. So hopefully that'll be cool. Sorry about my voice, and if I look a little bit poorly, it's because I have got a bit of a cold. Hopefully that wasn't too distracting in the video. One more thing I want to show you guys. The other day I made this, which is a hammer eye drift, which was one of these like this will be given away in when I make the next video. But I did mention in that video that I was waiting for some very special material to turn up to make the punch. Now, this is the material that turned up, and for such a little amount of material, it costs quite a bit of money, ever so slightly. But this material is very special. Now, I'm going to show you something unique about this material. I need to put my goggles on for this. Right. So it has bright white sparks. Now, it's unique because there is only one material on the planet that does that. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you can tell me in the comments below, that would be amazing. I'd like to see what some of you guys think it is. Though probably the next video that will be coming out, if it's not a random rants, it will be that video. So look forward to me making a hammer eye punch with that stuff. It's going to be fun, that's for sure, and we'll see if it works. Oh yes, I need to mention one other thing. I covered this in a little bit of lacquer, and I put black spray paint up the middle just to prevent it from going rusty, because it got wet a couple of times where I cooled it off and bits and bobs like that. So yes, that's everything. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are a subscriber, you need to ring that bell for notifications, because that will let you know every time I make a video. And I'm trying to make videos as often as possible. Yes, drop a comment down below to what you think this might be. Or any other comments. Let me know of any ideas or things that you think I could have done better with the bell. Obviously my first time working with pipe. So thank you for joining me. I will leave a link up here for me making this little letter opener knife Christmas present gift. I will also leave a link here for me making this hammer eye drift. I will chuck a link up here to my Patreon. Go and check that out because it really does help. And that there is the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, guys. See you later. Goodbye.